The Silence Beneath. Detective Elise Grant had seen her fair share of bodies, but something about this one didn't sit right. Maybe it was the position, the way the man's head was turned just so, mouth slightly agape, hands tucked neatly on his chest as if asleep. Or maybe it was the silence. No crying neighbors, no frantic friends, just the faint hum of a fridge and the tick of a wall clock. Victim is male, mid-40s, Officer Daniels said, jotting into his pad. Name's Dr. Victor Lang, local therapist. Neighbor called it in after he didn't show up for 2 days. Elise nodded absently. The apartment was immaculate, books arranged alphabetically, kitchen spotless, nothing disturbed, except for the body in the living room. And the smell. Subtle, but unmistakable. Who was the neighbor? Sarah Lund, lives directly across. Said they used to talk sometimes, casual stuff. Elise crouched by the body. No blood, no sign of struggle, no medication or empty pill bottles in sight. But the man was clearly dead, and not from natural causes. Autopsy? She asked. Coming in tomorrow morning, but the ME suspects poisoning. Nothing visible to suggest trauma. Elise stood and glanced around. On the shelf were photos. Victor with a woman, then another, then a group of people she didn't recognize. No family shots, no kids, but lots of smiles. Well-dressed, confident. She turned to Daniels. Pull phone records, bank statements, talk to patients, colleagues, anyone who knew him. Something feels wrong. Daniels nodded and stepped out. Elise stayed a moment longer. She couldn't explain the feeling. It wasn't the body, it was the stillness around it, as if the place itself was hiding something. 3 days later, the autopsy confirmed it. Death by aconitin poisoning, a rare toxic alkaloid, hard to trace, harder to obtain, usually found in monkshood, a plant not exactly sold at corner stores. Victor had ingested it, though how remained unclear. Elise sifted through interviews. Sarah Lund. He was quiet, polite, but lately, he seemed nervous, like someone was watching him. Dr. Nina Hart, colleague. Victor was brilliant, but secretive. Wouldn't let anyone near his office after hours. Mark Bell, ex-patient. He helped me through my divorce. Tough guy, didn't put up with lies, ever. He told me once that people wear masks, even to therapists. There were whispers, too, of a patient named Jenna. No last name, no records, just a name murmured in passing by someone who'd waited in his lobby. Daniels dug up nothing on Jenna, no files, no receipts, as if she'd never existed. Elise stared at the board in her office, a timeline of Victor's last known movements, a few blurred CCTV frames, a bank transaction 2 days before his death, cash withdrawal, $3,000. Why would a man with no known debts pull that much money and vanish for a night? She asked aloud. Daniel shrugged. Maybe blackmail? Elise frowned. Maybe, but she wasn't convinced. A week later, they got a break. A woman named Olivia Marr came forward, hesitant, pale, eyes hollow. He was my therapist, she said. He helped me after my sister died. But 2 months ago, I saw something in his office, a file labeled Jenna T. He slammed the drawer shut and told me to forget it. But the name, it stuck with me. Elise leaned in. Did you ask about her? He said she was a troubled case, that she vanished, and that it wasn't his place to explain. Elise's heart quickened. Jenna was real. Later that night, Elise returned to Victor's office with a warrant. She went straight to the filing cabinet, locked, but Daniels picked it with ease. Inside were neatly labeled folders, client records, appointment logs. Then tucked in the back, a file marked JT. She opened it. Inside, sparse notes, sessions spanning over a year, mentions of paranoia, fear, repeated claims that someone was watching from the shadows. Final note, dated 9 months ago. Jenna claims someone broke into her apartment. No signs of forced entry. Prescribed anti-anxiety meds. Skeptical. And then, nothing. No closure. No follow-up. Elise frowned. Find her, she told Daniels. But that would be harder than it seemed. Jenna Tamsen had been a student, 24, lived alone in a studio downtown, disappeared 8 months ago, reported missing by a roommate, but no further investigation, classified as a runaway after a nervous breakdown. Elise reviewed the missing person report. It was thin. No real follow-up, no interviews, just a formality. She didn't run, Elise said. Daniels raised an eyebrow. How do you know? Because she was afraid. They traced Jenna's last known address and found the apartment now rented by someone else. The building manager remembered her. Nice girl, a bit jumpy. Had a guy visit her often. Older, expensive car. Victor? Elise asked. The man nodded. That's him. So Victor visited her outside of sessions. Why? A neighbor confirmed that Jenna had once run out of her apartment screaming, claiming someone had left a doll with her name carved into it on her windowsill. No one believed her. Not even Victor, apparently. But Elise did. They finally found her. Not Jenna, but someone who knew her. An artist named Daniel Price. He dated her briefly, claimed she became obsessed with someone named Lyle, said he was following her, tapping her phone. Elise narrowed her eyes. Lyle? Daniel shrugged. Never met him. Might have been imaginary. Or maybe a middle name. Daniels, the officer, ran through all known associates of Victor Lang. One stood out. Lyle Hurst, former patient, history of borderline delusions, arrested once for harassment, discharged from therapy 2 years ago after Victor claimed he was no longer progressing. Elise pulled his file. There were warning signs, obsession with control, fixation on the idea that his therapist was stealing his secrets. Then something caught her eye. In one of Victor's early notes, patient exhibits signs of transference, redirected emotion aimed at Jenna Tamsen, another patient. Dangerous dynamic. Daniels looked up from his screen. We've got an address. Lyle moved last year. Rural house. No close neighbors. Elise grabbed her coat. We're going. The house sat half hidden behind a thicket of pine, weather-worn, silent. Elise approached carefully, gun holstered. Daniels flanked the back. No answer at the door. No signs of movement. Inside, it was dark, dust thick in the air, smelled of mildew and something else. Decay. They cleared the rooms. Then Elise opened the basement door. She called out, Lyle Hurst, this is Detective Grant. Come out now. No response. She stepped down slowly. What she saw froze her blood. Jenna, alive, gaunt, shackled at the ankle, eyes wide with horror, mute from shock. Daniels called for backup. EMTs. They arrested Lyle that night, found hiding in a crawl space, knife in hand, muttering about secrets and betrayal. It unraveled quickly after that. Victor had discovered the truth. He'd suspected Lyle was stalking Jenna, tried to protect her, even helped her relocate. But Lyle found her again, and when Victor confronted him, possibly with hush money, Lyle retaliated, poisoned him, cleaned the scene. But Jenna's file remained, and with it, the key to the entire case. Weeks passed. Jenna recovered slowly, could barely speak, but she wrote something for Elise. Just 2 words. Thank you. Elise smiled faintly. The silence was broken. Justice, though late, had arrived. But she never forgot that feeling. Standing in Victor's apartment that first night, the stillness, the unease, because some silences are trying to speak. You just have to listen. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot and lets me keep making more interesting content for you.